Well, first off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is to Yahawashi. So all praises to the world calls God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh. By Hashem in the name, Yahawashi being the name of the only begotten Son, double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone. Peace and mercy to the hopeful elect preaching his word and truth and sincerity on the brother Tazabah, the great millstone Arizona camp. Lord will with another video to edify. And I wanted to go in on this situation with Bishop Nathaniel and the IUIC, right? And I think I'll title this IUIC, Paul I know, but who are thee, right? And I'm going to play this because they got ran off in Kenya, knowing damn well that Bishop Nathaniel's been rebuked for that because they don't teach. They just jet set and jump here and there because they want to have this and the black, you know, the black man, this black man. We're Israelites. You should have just kept the thing simple, the truth simple, the simplicity of Yahawashi. But when you overcomplicate things, then you deal with stuff like this. Now, we're all going to deal with something to this extent, but right now, we ain't even in the time to have to be doing all this shit. All right, so I'm going to play. Let's get into it, man. Skedaddling for their life. Let's see this one later.
Well, just in one of the brothers' houses.
Bishop, please proceed. I think there is a question in the asked. Whether you have the relevant documents shown up.
Well, just in one of the brothers' houses. Where's the document? We met with, what's the chief of police we met with?
Like Apostle Tahar said in his video, this dude is shooken up. You forgot the grittiness of the truth because you've been living so well. There's a quote where it says, a good life eliminates the need for revenge. And Bishop Nathaniel, he forgot what this truth it really encompasses. So he's super shook up by this. Super shook up. Too damn shook up. For being an elder, you shouldn't be this much shook up. Right? You're able to sit here and put all the flashy little things, garments, everything like that. Let me grasp. You over here sanctioning to put all these little posters and stuff together like you the great and exalted one, Bishop Nathaniel. How you shook up? Because you got ran off a block. That much. You out of the danger. You inside out. Still shook the fuck up. You see this? You just not that guy. You need to humble down. You better start praising the real name of the Lord before he start taking you out. And you won't be reproved. But we know this. Right? But we in a time now where the Lord is going to show us all who are his. Look at his face. Concerned. He's like, damn, they really did that? Whew. Whew. Yeah, they ran him off the block. Wow, I'm gonna get this, man. Because this is a scripture I was quoting. And you got to understand, if you're not coming in the true spirit of Yahawashi, and you bullshitting and you acting like you greater than you are, the Lord is going to test you. And you get in that spirit where you think you something. Well, here we go. When you go back to the Acts 19, and I'll go right here, 13. Because these were some jet-set niggas that really didn't believe. Weren't worshiping Yahawashi. Acts 19:13, it says, and certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, because there were exorcists, man. Niggas had demons on them back then, and niggas definitely got demons on them now. Right? And these women especially got demons on them because they let all these random niggas nutting them, getting all these random people's spirits on them, and that semen actually binds to the woman's DNA. So every person she slept with, you can look up the science on it. Their DNA actually stays with that woman. So you got a woman with a hella fucking men in her and on her DNA, just literally tearing her spirit this way and that way. That's why a lot of these women that are just straight up harlots, they're unstable as hell. Because they got a bunch of different niggas and their characteristics all up in them and on them and pulling them this way and that way. And then you got niggas that got these terrible ass souls, and they're a bunch of demons too. So there were exorcists back then, there's exorcists now. And Bishop Nate tries to act like he's the expert in everything. So he kind of comes in the same state. It says then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the Lord Yahawashi, saying, we adjure you by Yahawashi, whom Paul preacheth. Right? And he said, who Paul preached, because they didn't really believe. They should have just stuck it to the Lord's name. It's not about the preaching of Paul. It's about the word in the name of Yahawashi that holds the power. And they've been taking the power of the name away from the people for far too long. It says, and there were 7 sons of one Sikva or Sekeva. Sekva. Yeah, Sekva. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Forgive me if I'm wrong. A Jew, a chief of the priest, which did so. And the evil spirit answered and said, right? So when they thought they was going to do exorcism, right? The evil spirit answered them and said, Yahawashi I know, and Paul I know. But who are you? But who are ye? So the spirit was like, hey, I know who Paul is. Right? Because what did Yahawashi say when he was on this earth? Marvel not that the spirits are subject unto you, but that your name is written in heaven. So these spirits know who the Lord is really dealing with and who the juice is on. Right? Just like when Yahawashi was here, he said what? When he was going to be baptized, he said, whoever thou seest the spirit descending like a dove is the son of the Most High. So these spirits see that same thing on bros that are part of that election. They know who not to mess with. But Bishop Nate, he was out there acting like you was big and bad. You the anointed, right? You the leader of all Israel. Talking shit about Great Millstone, call us bums. Right? You got all this acclaim, all this money, call us bums. But you on the law. So when the apostles brought out that in the scriptures to tell you if there be a poor among you, you are rich, you're supposed to restore that man. You're supposed to help them. So now you stop calling us bums, but you switch it up and you just disrespect in all other ways. And even more now you not even teaching the name of the Lord. It says, and the man in whom the evil spirit was, right? The man that was possessed leaped on them and overcame them, right? So the same person they were trying to exorcise the spirits out of, not having the spirit of the Lord themselves, not even really believing, not exalting the name of Yahawashi themselves, that spirit possessed the dude and beat the shit out of him and prevailed against them, and they fled out of the house naked and wounded. Right? And that's what Nate was looking at. They was running. And now look at him. Look at that face. Defeated, bro. In Kenya, whole suitcase full of the same purple and gold that they had on when they was getting jumped by them niggas over there. Right? But we understand that this is part of the battle. The scriptures talk about you have not resisted unto death. And I'm not gonna make this long. Where is that? This is man, where's that scripture at, man? It's Hebrews 12. Hebrews 12 and 3, it says, "For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be weary and faint in your minds." And that dude, Bishop Nate, looked like he fainted in his mind. He wasn't ready for that. Because when you preach a message that's just all out prosperity, you don't expect any evil. You don't expect the bitterness that the scriptures speak of. Ye have not resisted unto blood, striving against sin. For ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of Yahweh, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom Yahweh loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. Right? Well, there's going to be a time where we got to resist unto blood, man. Where meaning we could be under the threat of death. We could be hunted. Right? And we will be. It's going to happen. We will be. Esau going to roll in wherever bros are in the world. You got a brother in Australia, the brother Yashar. Right? You got brothers in Germany, brothers in Spain, bros in the UK. Right? Where else we got? We got bros in Hawaii. Right? I've even seen videos of the bros know if you've been around long enough. A dude over there in the Philippines. He ain't out on the highways and byways like we are, but he's saying the name of the Lord, teaching the people the name of the Lord. Right? With vigor. With fervency of the name. Right? You got a couple different camps in Mexico. I think it's like two different camps in Mexico. Right? So this word is out there. And like the scriptures talk about, the enemy shall come in like a flood. But the Lord is going to lift up a standard against him. So we're all going to have to sit here and go through that. But this dude, Bishop Nate, you could just see in his face, he forgot that, man. And that day came up on him and he was shook. But I didn't want to make this long. Lord willing, it was edifying. I'm going to get into some other things. Shalom.
Chief of police